Hello everyone and welcome to the First Kingdom podcast.
Welcome.
We're your hosts, Jay
And Becca.
and we are the Communication Unit's ICs. So
Which
what
stands for In Command, just in case.
Well, I was just about to say, what is IC?
No, you were not.
I was. Crazy enough, I was. Crazily enough.
Well, as ICs, we manage the running of the communications unit.
Well, I do.
We. It's a collective.
Yes.
It's a team effort.
Okay. Sure.
Thank you to all our amazing communications members for supporting our team.
This episode of the podcast, we just basically wanted to set some foundations, I guess, for future podcasts and just introduce ourselves. So I began my KOH journey in 2017 in what now is referred to as Old KOH.
I also joined Old KOH, but a year before you.
Now, I've been in KOH for over a year now, joining in last October, which was about 6 months after KOH opened.
I rejoined during lockdown because we all found ourselves with a lot of free time and a lot of time on social media. And from that I discovered that KOH had been reopened. So I came back to see some of the old friends that I seen had rejoined and made new friends along the way.
So yeah, when I came back, I also met my old friends. I also met some new friends. And from that, just built on the relationships.
Jay and I are not friends.
No,
We
we're
hate each
frenemies.
So should we start off with pay?
Yeah, we can get into pay now.
In KOH you can earn credits for your hard work in boosting the community and joining units and being within base. In KOH we pay 3 times a day at 6 AM, 2 PM and 10 PM EDT, and you can earn between 1 and 4 credits depending on your rank.
What can you buy with those credits, Becca?
You can buy furniture and halos
And HC.
if you want to be cool.
So I think moving on, we should probably get into the units that KOH offers. And personally, units are probably the main aspect I enjoy about KOH.
Yeah, it brings in like the community aspects and like it's an active thing, so you're doing something.
Yeah, and I really feel like the team aspect really brings people together, and it's really satisfying when you sort of all get together and just make like a product. Like, for example, like we said, we're the ICs of communications, and every month we make a newsletter.
Called the Kingdom Chronicles.
Yes, the Kingdom Chronicles. Shout out. Link on screen and in video description. Probably just the video description, actually. That's too much editing. So, as I said, every month we make a newsletter. And, it's so satisfying when we organise the teams and, they all come together to write and decorate and collect all the information that needs to go into the newspaper. And then at the end of the month we can go back and look at all the hard work, and even months later we can go back and look at how the kingdom's changed over time. So yeah, I think it's really fun to see how the newsletter has actually evolved over time. Like, it started off quite simple when we first started out, not very many members, so we had to do like a basic kind of version of it. And then over time we've evolved into a full-blown newsletter with front covers, content pages, and then we've got like 3 different sections. Like, there's so many different parts, and it's really fun to see where we're going to take it next.
Yeah, and it's really fun to come up with like new ideas to add in every month to just make it so that every month isn't the same and that people can get involved in different ways.
And we do really enjoy bringing in the community and making sure that they actually get to submit stuff that ends up on the newsletter. I think overall it's just a really fun experience for everyone involved.
Yeah, the units are like the best part of KOH for me as well.
I think now we should actually move on to talking about the other units in KOH.
Not as good as communications.
No. Not nearly as good as communications.
Communications is the best unit.
Some of them nearly, but not quite. And never will be, but they can always strive. This is what you should strive for.
Yeah, strive for the best.
Yes.
And get just under communications.
Yes.
That's just beyond.
Because you can always strive for because you can always strive for perfection, but you can never really achieve perfection.
Unless you're comms.
Unless you're communications. So, to start off with, I think maybe we should just talk about kingdom ambassadors.
Yeah, kingdom ambassadors like run the external affairs of the kingdom, like managing like the existing relationships between allies, and they're also looking for new relationships with allies and ways to get involved within the agency community as a whole.
And they also have loads of reps within their unit who go out and make sure that we're communicating and getting involved with other agencies.
Speaking of getting involved, events handles the external events and internal events, from like in-base games such as like fridge games and theme days to big events like the Winter Ball, which is coming up at the end of December.
It is indeed. And we definitely look forward to that. So long as Jay and Adam are hosting, of course.
I ship it.
So the next unit we want to talk about is RGU, which stands for Royal Guard Unit. So, correct me if I'm wrong, Becca, but RG unit basically is involved with the role-playing aspect of the kingdom.
Yeah, and they're also keepers of the peace.
Keepers of the peace. What does that mean, Becca?
It means they keep peace.
Ah, that's so insightful.
Kingdom of Habbo is a very peaceful place to be.
It is indeed.
Especially when you're not in base.
Ah, thank you. So speaking of keeping the peace, Becca, perhaps we should talk about our next unit, the High Council.
The High Council are the actual peacekeeper.
Yes, the High Council strive to keep harmony within the kingdom.
They make sure that any major conflicts between members are handled fairly, and make sure there's no bias towards other members for conflicts.
And of course, yours truly is a part of the High Council because I'm very...
He should be kicked out.
High, mighty, and prestigious. So speaking of conflicts, perhaps you or someone you know is in an agency that is full of conflicts. If that's the case, you may want to hit up the transfer unit.
The transfer unit basically handle people joining KOH from other agencies, and you can transfer and get an equal rank to your rank from the agency that you're coming from.
Yeah, and a lot of our members are actually in the transfer unit, so we almost always have somebody on who can facilitate that need. I think that's probably about it for the units, actually. I think next we should probably move on to the Knights.
Yeah, the Knights team. The official football team of KOH.
The official one.
This is considered a club and not a unit.
However, they are still ran very much like a unit.
And they participate in games with other agencies. And also, I think there's like, is there not like big competitions?
Yeah, so there's actually like a full league that they're in. And I believe it's called the VFA. We might have to fact check that after the video and cut it out if it's not, but I'm pretty sure it's the VFA.
If it's called the VFA, it made it into the video.
It would have. So if you're listening to this now, it's the VFA.
If you are a member of KOH and are interested in joining any of the units we've talked about, you can check our website where you can see if applications are open and what rank you have to be to apply.
Yes, and if you're from the 90s and don't understand how to use the internet, navigate over to Internet Explorer and type in kingdomofhabbo.com. www.kingdomofhabbo.com
/units.html.
You don't need that bit. I'm pretty sure they can find the units button.
We don't know them.
True.
As an agency, we're very active on Discord as well as in base, and you can find out if anything's going on from our announcements on Discord.
Yeah, like we run quite a few Discord events, such as the movie night that we had. Another big aspect of our Discord chat is also giveaways. We have a channel within Discord in which giveaways take place multiple times a week.
You can also vote on big changes coming up in Habbo.
Yeah, you can go into the polls chat and vote for stuff on there.
And we also have a direct link to the Twitter feed, in case you want to see that.
Yeah, just to plug the Twitter, it is @_Kingdom of Habbo.
That's HABBO.
And that's KINGDOM. So finally, I think we're just going to talk about an exciting update that's actually coming to the Kingdom of Habbo. So Becca, if you want to start us off talking about that.
Yeah, for Habbo 2020, we've got a lot of changes coming up to kind of evolve the agency experience within KOH. The Queen our dear Sharon, has introduced that we're going to have 3 creatures. The races being introduced are fairy, spellcaster, and elf. We're not quite sure how this is going to work yet. It hasn't been announced completely. But
yeah, we're sure there's more updates to follow.
yeah.
It is very exciting, though, to follow and see just how it actually plays out. It's really exciting so far. They've got like custom badges that are being made by our designer, Matt Sonigan.
Yep. And if you're looking for more info about KOH, you can check out the website or read TKC, which will be linked in the description.
Or you could also subscribe to the channel and go back and watch KOH Roundups, the November edition.
Or the October edition. You know.
Or the September edition. Why not? Spice it up a bit.
And you could just wait till the end of December and then you can
Whoa,
watch the December edition.
Whoa, don't talk crazy. They can't wait to watch this amazing content. Watch it now. Watch it while it's hot.
Hot off the press. The printing.
But yeah, I
press.
think in summary, really, we just want to say, like, Kingdom of Habbo has an amazing community aspect. And like I said, this is just an introduction to our podcasts. In the future, we're going to be talking about things like
upcoming events, interviews with members, and just general KOH community goodness.
Yeah, and I think we're also going to mention about like Habbo updates. You know, obviously Habbo 2020 is coming out. That's going to be a big sort of thing.
Scary time for us all.
Yes, everyone brace yourselves. Apparently the beta's starting soon. That should be exciting, I guess. But you know, we remain optimistic. The kingdom's very sort of... We're adapting for Habbo 2020, and we're very confident we'll be able to go forth and continue this community aspect that we've been banging on about the whole podcast.
Yeah, because if KOH is one thing, it's a community. And if it's another thing, it's an agency.
And if we're one thing, we are so proud of this community. Proud.
And remember, royalty is just a click away, or a couple clicks, and then type in your username and password and click login. And then
we have all your details.
Oh my god. Habbo fun. Then head over to Habbo.
Kingdom
and then
of Habbo.
head over to the kingdom. And Habbo.
As you can tell, we are very experienced at podcasts.
Yeah, we are digital
Connoisseurs.
chefs.
Yes.
We cook up the real digital stew of all the words.
We crunch the numbers. We're on the
words.
digits.
Ding ding ding.
Ding ding ding.
That's
us.
That's the KOH pie coming out of the oven. You
Yeah.
better go get it.
And
Let's serve up this warm slice of
KOH
KOH goodness.
Yeah.
Because royalty is just a pie away.
Pie.
3.14.
So, finally, in summary, I think we just want to summarize the whole thing and say, you know, this is our first podcast. It's going to get a lot better. We have some
Is it?
big... It's definitely going to get better. It can only go up from here, right?
That is true. We have hit rock bottom.
But we do have some exciting things in the works, guys. We want to get people on the podcast. If you're interested on coming on, hit up me or Becca. You know, it'll be a lot more chill. We'll just sit in a call and chat. We'll record and we'll snip all the best bits and put it into a podcast. You know, we really just want to start a conversation, guys.
Yeah, exactly. And we just want to say it like we pride ourselves on the following statement. Success grows where hard work is planted.
Yes.
Success grows where hard work is planted. And this podcast is a lot of hard work, so success better grow. Or I'm sticking some weed killer on that.
And with that, this is the end of the first podcast, guys. Thank you all for listening. If you did enjoy, remember to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends.
Like, subscribe, and turn on that notification button.
Hit the bell button to be notified when the next video is out.